Everybody, I'm Nick. I'm the founder of SS Digital Media, and today I'd like to talk to you about what our process here is at SS Dig, pretty much our philosophy of what digital advertising is. I really want to let everyone in on the inside track of exactly what we do and what we mean, and really how this fits into today's buying cycle and how it fits in today's consumers. So jumping right in, what we've done is pretty much broken up the web into 4 separate parts: search, social, exposure, and content. And we say out of these 4 areas of the web, the better job that businesses do of interjecting these 4 pieces cohesively and interjecting them at the right times through the buying cycle, you have great success. If you break this up, content, search, social, and exposure, the backbone of everything is going to be your content. In most cases, when we say content, we mean your website. So when you spend money to drive traffic, most of the time you're going to try to get them to go to your website, where you have the ability to reach out and contact them or have them contact you. Very important on a content side of things from a website is that 7-second rule. So they tell us that we have 7 seconds to make a first impression with visitors or new visitors that come to the website. So it's very important that in those first 7 seconds, we tell them what we do, who we are, how to contact us, in a company video that shows kind of an inside track on your business. When you're talking about content, when you're talking about a website, we totally understand that one size does not fit all on a web page. There are many, the cookie cutter approach simply does not work from industry to industry. We know that in some cases we need a huge banner showing our latest features and benefits here, and a contact form that's here, and 3 pods showing our different levels of service that we provide consumers. That may be something that's very important to your business and getting you customers. But in other cases, there may be a situation where you sell products and you need to show as many products as possible on the home page to make sure that people are putting more inventory into your shopping cart. So there's a bunch of different goals that are in mind when you think about what to include on your website as far as your content piece. And that's really what we do at SS Digital Media. We know how to build websites, applications, blogs, and videos, but we know how to do it from a marketing standpoint. So that's your content. If we roll over to the next section here, we have search, and search is pretty much broken down into 2 sections, and that's search engine optimization and search engine marketing. In SEO, that's the free or organic side of Google, and then SEM is obviously your pay-per-click. The reason that search is so important in your marketing strategy online is because you are most relevant when someone's already looking for you. The great piece about your search marketing exposure is that this is inbound marketing. These are being in front of your consumers at the point that they're looking for your product or service. Everything else besides that would be considered outbound marketing. So those are mediums where we're saying one message to a large group. This is typical of traditional media like TV, radio, and print. So search is very important to make sure you are there when someone is looking for your product or service. And there's 2 ways to get there: free, which is your SEO side, which really comes from great content, a great marketing presence, a great social presence, and great exposure online, constantly driving new traffic. So once all of these things are in place, you end up seeing some pretty good results on the SEO side. The key to an effective social campaign is share-worthy content. It's giving your target market the content that interests them the most. And if you can do those things and open up a 2-line or a 2-way communication with your consumer, you're going to have great success. As this fits into the mix, and as we talk a little bit more about the buying cycle, social is very important as a management or a reputation management tool. So letting consumers know who you are, when the last time you posted was, when's the last time you put a video up, When's the last time you shared a new blog with some interesting content on it? All this is a great area to build your audience and then further engage with your audience. And then lastly is your exposure. And we've all seen many websites out with, a lot of the blogs that we go to, a lot of the news sites that we go to, we see ad copy. Okay, so we see an ad up here, we see an ad down here, we maybe see an ad over there, and what they're doing here is they're targeting you. They're targeting you on two different elements here, either where you are or what you're interested in, or sometimes even what past content you looked at or what other websites have you visited to show this content. And what they try to do, or what we try to do, is increase the effectiveness of this exposure, because unlike the search section, this is inbound marketing. This is more outbound. So the conversion rates, when you compare the two, are much different. So the more targeted that we can get with this exposure side, the more effective it becomes. So now that we broke down what our strategy is, I'd like to spend some time to really talk about how each of these elements fit into the buying cycle. So since the beginning of time, this is your standard buying cycle. Research, list of consideration, you make a choice, you make a buy or a purchase, and then you have some kind of post-buy experience. So what we've believe and what we feel at SSDig is that this whole process now, a majority of this process is taking place on the web. The first level of this is a simple impression. So this is the number of times that your ad has showed up on a digital space. And the next level is what we're calling actual exposure. So this is the number of times your ad was actually viewed, whether it was on a search, social, or some type of content marketing or some type of exposure ad. It was actually seen or consumed. Interaction, this is the number of times that ad was clicked on. So once they click on your ad and we have the ability to take them to our website, we can then track things like the number of people that went to the website, how long they stayed at the website, how many pages did they look, how often are they coming back, and what are our best pages that we're showing them from the website. So there's a lot of things that we can track then after they click. The last piece of the measurement, and really what it's all about to drive everything up to the top, is the engagement. And most of the time it comes in the form of a credit card swipe, or a phone call, or an email, but it can also mean things like a request or quote, a newsletter submission, an email lead submission, anything that we do to further engage with that customer. So the thing about this, working upward, you can't get to here without going through each of these phases. So they have to, first we have to be there, and they have to see us, and then they have to click on us, and then they have to engage with us. So there's no skipping, but when you do a good job building, when you can understand what these elements are and how they integrate into your strategy, you can have great success with driving as many people as possible. And really, if you take this pyramid and turn it upside down, really what you have is the sales funnel. So we're trying to put as many targeted visitors at the top of this sales funnel, which is the impressions. You take each of these down, put as many qualified people in there at the top, and open the funnel as best we can through a good website, great relevant content on our social networks, a great search presence, and geo-targeting, demo targeting our target audience to make sure that as many people as possible are coming out at the end. Again, I'm Nick Skizlak, and thanks a lot.